What defines a family has certainly changed throughout the years. These days, families include single parents, step-parents, even two moms or two dads. And as TLC is about to document, one dad and multiple moms. Sister Wives takes viewers inside the relationship of one man with three wives and the addition of wife number 4.
20 years ago, I married Mary. And then 17 years ago, I married Janelle. And then 16 years ago, I married Christine. I just fell in love. And then I fell in love again. And then I fell in love again.
I decided to start my paper on polygamy just because I simply thought that it was really interesting. But little did I know that I actually have a friend who was born in Africa who comes from a polygamist family.
Okay, so tell me, so you're from a polygamous family?
Kind of. My grandfather from my mom's side happens to have 3 wives. My grandmother, which is my mom's mom, she's the first wife. She has 6 kids. My step-grandmother, I guess that's what you call her. My step-grandmother was the second wife, has 6 kids. My second step-grandmother, which is the third wife, has 6 kids. So I actually have my mom's from a family of 18 kids. But we lost one of my uncles who were down to a family of 17 kids. So for someone who's from a polygamous family, I don't advise someone else to be from a polygamous family, because from a country like Africa where they have a rules that the first son gets everything, if you're from a polygamous family and the second wife wants her son to get something but the son is not the first child, it can lead to conflict and eventually lead to the second wife kids trying to kill the first wife kids like they did to my uncle.
Polygamy is just simply the practice of having more than one wife or husband at the same time. It comes in 2 forms, polygyny, which is having more than one wife, and polyandry, which is having more than one husband.
To me, it's like when someone has more than one partner at a time.
More than one partner on a legal level, like as far as like multiple wives. Or I guess maybe multiple husbands, but multiple wives is definitely like more common.
Polygamy itself is not a religion, but there are people who practice polygamy as a part of their religion.
Polygamy is not a religion.
It was faith-based. It's just part of a faith belief, and I followed through with it, and this is kind of where it landed.
But you started with Mary. She was the first woman that you married, and your dad was a polygamist, Mary, or is a polygamist,
Yes.
so you understood this lifestyle.
Polygamy is illegal in the United States, and it has been since the late 19th century. Because each state has individual laws, the federal government does not actively prosecute polygamy, although they don't recognize it either.
I think it would be very complicated to make legal, because you could have people married to people who are married to people, and it gets complicated. But other than that, I don't see why it shouldn't be.
I think it is illegal in the United States. And like I said, if it's a part of somebody's culture, then it shouldn't be illegal. Because if somebody came from like outside the country and believed in like polygamy, but they came here like for opportunity and then weren't able to practice some part of their culture, that would like, I guess, defy the whole thing America is supposed to be about. So I don't think it should be legal, but I think it is.
In the United States, no, it is not legal.
For the stars of the reality TV show Sister Wives, a federal appeals court reverses a landmark decision that decriminalized polygamy in Utah. The family sued over Utah's ban on plural marriages after local prosecutors announced they may charge Cody Brown, the heart of that show, and his wives. The ruling says the family can't sue because charges were never filed, and authorities have not said they won't prosecute consenting adult polygamists.
On Monday, the polygamous family from TLC hit television show Sister Wives filed a motion with the Supreme Court to legalize polygamy. According to the Associated Press, Cody Brown and his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Robin, and Christine, face long odds. In recent years, the U.S. Supreme Court has heard no more than 1% of the 7,500 plus cases appealed annually. The state of Utah has a distinct law that makes cohabitation with multiple partners illegal. The Browns now live in Las Vegas and say the Utah law has a chilling effect by sending law-abiding plural families into hiding because of fear of prosecution. The family fled their longtime home of Lehi, Utah in 2011 because local authorities had opened an investigation. There are an estimated 38,000 fundamentalist Mormons who practice or believe in polygamy, most living in Utah and other Western states. They believe polygamy brings exaltation in heaven.
No, I do not think polygamy is immoral.
Why?
Because, like, who's to say? If anything is immoral, if it's not hurting anyone, then it's fine.
I believe it is immoral because in the Bible it says one man, one woman.
In general, or to me?
Both. To me, yeah. But in general, I mean, if that's what you want to do, and
I don't think it's morally wrong. I think it just depends on what you believe in. Like, if I was to see somebody who was a polygamist, I wouldn't be like, oh, dang, they like something wrong with them. It's just something that's a part of their culture.
In my opinion, yes. Polygamy is immoral because God has basically stated that it should be one man for one woman. I learned from polygamy from the Mormon Church.
polygamy. Social media.
Yeah, so basically...
Somewhere on TV. Probably, what is it? Multiple wives. I forget. It's some show. Dude had like 4 wives in one house, but like each section was dedicated to one different wife. And like some nights he would sleep with his wife, other nights he would sleep with another. I can't think of what TV show it was, but it was TV.
When you're in a closed society, you just feel kind of oppressed. Exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's dangerous. We're hoping that we can create more transparency for those in our faith, because there is a lot of fear in our culture about the government, and sometimes people, in those instances where there is things going wrong, they're more afraid of the government than they are of the perpetrator or whatever's going wrong. So we're hoping we can open this up.
There's a lot of bad media about polygamy and this way of life, and we're hoping to kind of dispel some of that and say, hey, that's not us, that's not our family.
When I started researching the idea of polygamy, I really anticipated that most people here in the United States would be fairly strongly against the idea of legalization. And in general, according to our survey, I think that's mostly true. We live in a society where most people are religious, and their religious beliefs tell them that polygamy is a sin or that it's morally wrong. It was interesting when we interviewed our family and friends, though, that we found a pretty big delineation between the older people that we interviewed and the younger people that we interviewed. The older ones tended to be more strictly falling in line with their religious beliefs. They believed that polygamy was morally wrong, that it should not ever be legal. But the younger people that we interviewed, students here at Ball State, they seem to be more accepting of other lifestyle choices. And I think that seems pretty typical in my experience. Younger people are just more accepting of other options.